This week on Behind the Bloom podcast, we're welcoming our first guest, a longtime flower friend, an expert on growing tulips, iris, and ilex, who has been featured on Life in Bloom, episode 106, Tulips Year-Round Spring, a longtime supporter of uBloom, Life in Bloom, and this podcast, my friend Lane DeVries. There's a lot to learn about my friend Lane, and even more you can learn from his flower expertise. And he's an author of a new book, Pursuit of Purpose, and the president of the CalFlowers Association. Let's learn more about flowers and Lane in this episode of Behind the Bloom. Flowers come in so many shapes, colors, forms, and varieties. And it's amazing to me how having flowers in our home, work, or creative spaces can improve our lives. The health and wellness benefits of flowers are real. And you can experience them firsthand simply by sharing one of your living spaces with a few flowers. So stop by your local flower seller and pick out some flowers that spark your interest and color your world with flowers. You can thank me later. CalFlowers is a proud sponsor of Behind the Bloom and Jay Schwanke's Life in Bloom, where flowers and wellness go hand in hand.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, RJ, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am so excited.
I am
this
too.
This is our first
I
guest
know.
Jay.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will cut to the chase first and give our Bloom 365 tip. I was thinking about our guest when I picked this one today. It's called Bulb Expose. Arrange your tulips with bulbs attached to the flower. Remove the blooming bulb plants from their pot, wash away the dirt, arrange with flowers on the bulb, and the bulbs will provide ample moisture for the flowers.
Oh, I love that.
Okay,
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that a little in just a little bit once we get to this. So, okay, first things first. I knew that we were going to have that we needed to have guests sooner or later.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that it would be a great idea if the guest was a flower friend of mine.
Right.
But I also felt it would be great if the guest had been on Life in Bloom as well.
Okay.
I thought it would be wonderful if they were a flower farmer, or even better yet, if they were like a flower expert.
Okay, great.
With a certain type of flower. And that they should be a respected flower industry person as well. And then I thought, well, gosh, what if they could be an accomplished author as well?
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, it seems like I'm getting a very tall order together, right? But I'm also systematically narrowing the field of people that I can choose from. And so all of a sudden, here I have a very special guest coming into view with all of those attributes. And that is my flower friend, Lane DeVries. So, Lane, welcome.
Welcome, Lane.
To the Behind the Bloom podcast.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, RJ.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you.
So I'm excited to be here, too. So,
yeah. Lane, do you recall when we met?
You know, I think it was in the 2013, 14, somewhere around. Oh, no, actually, when we met, I think goes way back to the early 90s.
Oh,
I think
wow.
it was as an SAF convention, I think.
Yeah. That was when Sun Valley was at its height. And, well, no, it was when Sun Valley was just starting. Everybody was talking about Sun Valley, and you had all these great flowers that were coming into the marketplace, and everybody was loving them. And I think, SAF conventions, AIFD conventions, I asked Kelly, too. I said, I really don't know when I met Lane. He's kind of like a forever flower friend. You've always been there and always been a good, stable friend for me, too. So I appreciate that. You were a guest in our first season of Life in Bloom.
Right. We were.
It was because we created the California Grown Experience. The first time we went to one of your farms, we went to Oxnard.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Harriet was there.
Correct.
Yeah, and you were unable to come.
Right.
And so after you saw that one, you said, hey, you need to come up to Arcata.
Right.
And I was like, yes, we do. Now, here's the interesting thing. Arcata is really hard to get to.
Yeah, it's a little tucked away in the redwoods.
Right. And there was a mudslide a couple days before we were supposed to come to you.
Oh, my gosh.
And so we had to go the back way.
Oh, no.
And it was like an extra 3 hours.
Yeah.
And Lane put us up in a house that was haunted.
No.
No way.
Yeah. And my boys were so excited because you've met Keith and Chris.
Yeah.
Sure.
They make haunted films.
Yeah, they're like horror movie buffs, right?
They are.
No way.
They have a movie that they made that is huge in Japan called America's Most Haunted, and it's about
Right.
these people who are going to a place to see if it's haunted, and
Right.
and they all think it's just pretend, but they get there and it's actually really haunted. And so the person who was checking us in said, "Now this is the haunted room," and they all fought over who got to stay in it.
No way.
And Kel and I were just like, "We're staying over here, okay?" But they were all, and nothing happened. It was lovely. It was wonderful. And then we got up early in the morning and we went to see Lane. We had told Lane one of the things that is one of the guys' biggest thrills is when you pick up. They love it when people pick up dirt.
Oh, yeah.
So Lane meets me at this pile of dirt that is bigger than my house. Sure, I'm sure.
I remember this from the episode. It was the Humboldt gold, right?
The Humboldt gold soil. And Lane's got it in his hands, and my guys are just squealing. They're just like, "Oh, look at he's got it in his hands. He's got it in his hands." And it was so great. And then we went on tours of these amazing coolers that would adjust the temperature by 1 degree or 2 degrees to get these tulips to all bloom. Thus, we got to talking about soil-grown tulips. And that is one of Lane's claim to fame, that he knows how to grow soil-grown tulips better than anybody else in the world. But also, these tulips, when they're harvested, they get harvested on a bulb. And then they're put in a cooler, and they continue to grow on that bulb. Well, this man right here starts shipping those in bunches with the bulbs still on them.
Okay.
And you could arrange them into a bouquet and set them on a table. We had them on uBloom all the time. We had them at our Flower Power Challenge. We had them at shows all over the country. And it was amazing that you can have these tulips with just the bulbs being the mechanic. They'd continue to grow and bloom and open, and it was amazing. It was amazing, Lane. And I don't know. I don't think anybody's doing that anymore.
No. And we only did a little bit. Only customers that wanted to keep the bulbs on, we did it for. But so it was a small part of the business. But indeed, we did do it. Yes.
Right outside this window, just right over here, are some of those soil-grown bulbs from those things that I planted in a bed, and I just kept adding to them.
Wow.
And they still come up every year.
Wow. That's amazing.
And over on the other side is the bulbs that you gave away when we did a tour of your farm.
Okay.
And everybody gave them to me because they said, "Oh, they're not going to grow." And I was like, "They're going to grow." And they're underneath that 11 inches of snow out there right now, and they're going to come up this spring, and they're going to be beautiful.
Yes.
Fine.
That's incredible.
So, yeah.
Lane, I wanted to ask, so in the episode, you were so comfortable on camera, and it was Jay's first season, and you were like a natural out there, and I was just curious, prior to that, I know after reading in your book that you've done a lot of public speaking kind of later on, but prior to that, had you been on camera much before?
I'd been on camera a number of times for some local stations, and so I've done it a few times. So,
yeah. It was fascinating seeing the two of you go back and forth. It was one of my favorite segments of the first season, so it was really enjoyable.
It's always good when you can be with Lane.
Oh.
And okay, now I have to tell you this too: the man's a minister,
right?
So he's used to preaching.
Yeah.
Not at that time, when we did the interview.
Okay.
That all came later. Yes.
Oh, okay. Because you would send me. There was a nice little list of people. I remember me and Lourdes used to visit about your sermons.
Okay.
Lourdes at Ball, SB.
Right.
And
sure.
We would get them every week, and when we would call each other and talk about them, and it was just really great, and we loved it. So he's a very good speaker. He's a very good speaker.
Thank you.
You were the driving force behind Sun Valley Flower Farms. That made you a tulip expert as well as an iris expert.
Yes.
And also an ilex expert. Tell us a little bit about that.
The tulips go back. I mean, a fourth-generation flower farmer. My dad and my grandfather and great-grandfather, they used to grow tulips, for 3 generations. So growing tulips kind of came with me since I was a child at the farm. So growing tulips has been, kind of, it's in my veins, I guess. So the iris kind of came along when I started working at Sun Valley. And so Sun Valley was already an iris producer, but only during the springtime, during we called them the volunteer iris, the ones that stayed in the ground and kept blooming every spring. But as we started growing the business, that's when we started expanding our iris program. And Telstar came around, I think in the late 90s, as a new variety. And Telstar was so much better than the other varieties. The vase life was so much better. So that became our predominant iris variety. In the blue color, Telstar was it, and then we had a range of other colors, but Telstar was by far the largest variety we grew, and it helped really grow our iris program through the years, because Telstar performs so much better than the other varieties.
It's amazing when you put it in a vase. RJ, I probably told you before, when you pick out iris at a flower seller, you want them to just be showing a little bit of color.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're open, they're not going to last as long. But if they're
right.
showing a little bit of color, they're going to open, and it's just going to be an explosion and an experience. And that's what Telstar delivers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Telstar is that iris that delivers that incredible experience. My friend Courtney at Kennecott, only kind of iris he wants to buy is Telstar.
Makes sense.
He's like, he's like, that's amazing. So now let's talk about Willow Creek and the ilex.
So the ilex came around when we started the Willow Creek farm in about 2000. We grew ilex varieties that came from Holland, the Oosterwijk, which has been around forever, and Golden Verboom as the orange. Those ilex grow really wild. So in order to keep them uniform and compact, the Dutch growers trim the roots, or they actually spray growth retardants to keep them more compact. That's how you get that nice heavy berry set on those Oosterwijk type ilex. I started playing around with ilex. We started doing some hybridizing and doing some selecting, and it's all described in the book in great detail. But so eventually we ended up with varieties that are very compact genetically. So we don't need to trim the roots. We don't need to spray growth retardants. Genetically, they have a very heavy berry set. That's how we ended up with the Winter Spirit in the red, and the Autumn Spirit in orange, and the Pumpkin Spirit in the light orange, and the Gold Spirit in the kind of a gold look. And so all those varieties have the same commonality, that the berries are very dense, very hard. They don't fall off very easy. And so they've kind of become a new category within the ilex business. So.
I have Winter Spirit outside my front door in an urn.
Okay.
That I brought home when we were filming the upcoming Christmas special for season 9. Okay. And it has been out there since November.
Oh, wow.
And every berry is still on it. It's got 11 inches of snow sitting on the top of it right now. And it's beautiful. It's just so vibrant red. And I really thought like the birds would come and take them and stuff. But it's just still absolutely gorgeous. I mean, everything you say about them is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Currently... Oh, wait. You have a flower named after you. Let's talk about that first.
Yeah, I want to hear about this.
The Dutch Lane tulip, which is kind of a pinkish, white with pink variety, which is, a very beefy tulip and a good performer. Yes.
How did you get chosen?
I don't know. It was the Flory Expo show in, I think it was in Fort Lauderdale in 2019. And so they have the, variety naming. And I had no idea that they were going to be naming, a tulip variety after me.
I was at that show, and you were surprised.
Oh,
he was. I mean, I think it's pretty hard to surprise Lane, but he was surprised. And the cool thing is, what do they let you do when they name it? They hand you
a bottle of champagne and you sprinkle it out over the flowers. So.
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
the coolest
That's so
thing.
cool.
It's the coolest thing.
I love that it's called the Dutch lane, too.
That's to prevent any confusion
Yeah.
about someone named Lane who would not be Dutch, I guess.
Yeah.
Currently, you are the president of CalFlowers.
Correct.
That is our transportation association here in the United States. They are the underwriters of Jay Schwanke's Life in Bloom. They also help sponsor this podcast as well. But Lane you've been there 2 years now?
1 year. I started
1 year.
last
1
year
year.
in February.
Oh, you've gotten so much done. You've gotten so much done. It is amazing. And I go to the member meetings and get to hear about and get to follow Lane when he has given his speech about what's going on in the industry. And then we also talk about and give an update to what's happening with Life in Bloom. But what do you think about that, Lane? I mean, that's a huge deal now for you.
Yeah, CalFlowers, it's a trade organization. Yeah, it's not just transportation. So transportation is one of the components of our benefits to our membership. We have a huge FedEx discount for our members of 78%. But we do many other things. We have networking opportunities with our Fun and Sun, which is coming up this year in Pasadena. But yeah, we have discounts on Constant Contact, on credit card services, on printing services. So it's not just transportation. Transportation is a big piece. And then we actually distribute a lot of money in the floral industry to other organizations. Your Life in Bloom, obviously, but also Memorial Day Flowers.
Yes.
That Flower Feeling. And then many of the other state floral organizations, or WUFSA, or the American Floral Endowment. We fund a lot of those organizations with the funding that comes in through our transportation program. So it's really cool, and I'm just delighted to be involved with CalFlowers because it's just a great organization that helps the industry. And to me, it's one of those things where, after 40 years at Sun Valley, now being involved with CalFlowers, it gives me a sense of purpose to help better and make the flower industry stronger in the future and help the floral industry at large. And so that's, to me, is very gratifying. Yeah.
You are a wonderful asset. And I was so excited. Jeannie Bose was the chairman of the board, and she said, we didn't know who it was going to be. We didn't know who this new person was. And she said, Jay, you're going to be so delighted. And she was not lying. She was not lying. There isn't a better person. Lane, there's so much stuff I have to tell. In 2014, you were Marketer of the Year for the flower industry because of your promotion of Women's Day.
Yes.
And we have an episode coming up in season 9 about Women's Day to teach people more about it.
Nice.
But tell the people why that's important to you.
One of the people in our company, our Greens department head, came to me on March 8, 2010. And she comes to me, it's like, Lane, today is Women's Day. Wouldn't it be great if Women's Day would be a flower holiday in America? And at that point, Women's Day was big in Russia, big in Eastern Europe, big in Italy, big in certain countries in Europe, but not in the United States. So we started doing some research, and we found that Women's Day actually started in the United States in 1908. It's actually an American holiday. It started in New York City during the Russian Revolution. It actually moved across the ocean and to Russia, and it stayed there, and it actually became a big flower holiday, bigger than Valentine and Mother's Day combined. Wow. And so it's like, okay, wouldn't it be great if we can help promote the Women's Day in America as a flower holiday? Because we have all this focus on Valentine's, we have all this focus on Mother's Day, but in between, there's still a lot of lows in flower consumption. So that was one of the things that really inspired me to help push this holiday, into the United States.
I think it's important, too, because everybody has women in their life who
Absolutely.
have made our lives better.
Right.
Yep.
And they may not be a lover. They may not be our mom, but they might be. I have many many women that I love to observe Women's Day with because they're women who made made something important in my life.
Yep.
It was a really great thing. When it comes to flowers lasting as long as possible, I always choose Kreisel Flower Food. Flowers benefit from food and keeping the water clean. In my experience, Kreisel Flower Food does the best job. It's formulated by scientists. My favorite product is Kreisel Professional 3. Kreisel Flower Food products are available at their website, kreiselflowerfood.com. That's CHRYSAL flowerfood.com. And be sure to use our discount code, uBloom10, for 10% off your purchase. Support the joy of flowers. The Life in Bloom Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to flower education and inspiring a love of flowers in everyone. The foundation helps fund the production of Jay Schwanke's Life in Bloom on public television, making it possible for viewers across the country to enjoy the beauty and benefits of flowers. The foundation also provides free flower education to high schools, colleges, and floriculture programs through uBloom.com, helping students and future florists bloom in their own careers. Your donation in any amount makes a difference. Plus, all contributions are 100% tax deductible. If you'd like to help us continue sharing the power of flowers, visit the lifeinbloomfoundation.org to donate today. Thank you for your support. Now, tell about your stickers.
Well, so one thing I love to say about Women's Day, that 50% of the population is eligible to receive flowers on that day.
Yes.
There is not another holiday.
True.
There's not another holiday where that large of a section of the consumer pool is eligible to receive flowers. So the potential is huge. And so early on we developed at Sun Valley, we've developed a box just for the 3-4 weeks prior to shipping. All our flowers went in boxes that said Women's Day. So to help really kind of bring the awareness in the industry. And we also developed a sticker that went on all the sleeves of all the flowers. So on that sticker, I still have a few rolls sitting around.
Of course you do. Whenever you see Lane, he will have those stickers.
So every time I went to a convention, a floral convention, be it SAF or WUSA, I would have stickers with me and I would put a sticker on everyone. And so people would walk around the conventions with these stickers, these Women's Day stickers. So it kind of became a tradition. And I did that for, 10, 15 years. So that's where the sticker thing came from. So.
And so then the Society of American Florists awarded him Marketer of the Year for him bringing awareness to Women's Day. And we still, our Flower Power Challenge every year that we do at the West Michigan Home and Garden Show, there's 20,000 people that attend that. And we do a promotion for Women's Day because it fits the timing perfectly. And it's just so interesting to see people's aha button go on when we give away bunches of flowers and tell them to give them to women that are important to them. And that's the only instruction.
Yep.
And you can see people because they're like, sometimes if you talk about Valentine's Day, people are like, oh, I don't have a sweetheart, or Mother's Day, maybe their mother's passed away or something like that. But when you say to them, there's a woman in your life that's important, then suddenly you can see the lights go on and you can see that start to move in their head. And I think that that's a wonderful thing.
Lane, I think I saw in your book when you were Marketer of the Year, were you on the cover of a magazine and it said Mr. Women's Day?
Yes.
I thought that was so cool.
The SAF magazine, their monthly magazine, dubbed me Mr. Women's Day and put it on the front cover. Yeah, that was,
So it took me a few minutes to set you up for this.
Yes.
So this is what this is yet another. Now, number one,
got mine too.
I don't know if okay. I don't know if there are any people that have done all the things that you've done, Lane. I really don't know. I don't know that about that myself. I don't know if there's as many people who have done as many things as you have. You asked me to read your book, and this is your book that you wrote about your life following your journey through the flower industry. One of the things that was so important to me is as soon as I started reading it, I knew everyone that was involved. Every story you were telling brings a memory back to me because I, like you, am a flower lifer. We've spent our lives in this industry. And so I was just like, what's going to happen now? And it was telling stories that I had been adjacent to Lane with, but didn't know about the stories. That was part of the magic. Then when you built it in with your philosophies of taking care of people, it just got better. It's an amazing book. It's an amazing book. It has a spiritual aspect to it. It has a guidance path to it. There's some rough spots you went through, Lane.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know if all of us have the wherewithal to make it through those, but you did.
Yep.
And you help us by telling that.
Yep.
So that's my setup for you for your book. So tell us more about your book.
I mean, ultimately, that was the purpose, right? And that's why the book is called The Pursuit of Purpose. It describes the highs. We had some really good years at Sun Valley, where we, ultimately became the largest flower farmer in America. So we had some great times, but then we also had, some serious setbacks, and particularly the one in 2008, with the immigration issue, that really set us back. But it continued. In the last decade, we had a number of struggles. We had one of our largest customers, FTD, went bankrupt, and that was a $3 million hit that we didn't get paid. A whole range of issues happened. And then on top of that, some of my health issues. But at the end of the day, the reason for writing the book is really give people the encouragement and inspiration that, yes, we all go through dark valleys from time to time, but to persevere and to really learn from the lessons and continue to go and continue to have purpose in life. And so that's really my main reason for writing the book. The feedback I've had so far from a lot of people is that once they start reading it, they can't put it down.
I would agree. Yeah.
It's enthralling that way. And especially to those who know the flower industry. But I mean, it's also great for people who don't, because it also gives you a window to the flower industry. Because RJ, you're not...
Right. I'm an outsider to it. I know, through Jay, I know, but I couldn't put it down, Lane. I totally was from starting it, going all the way through, hearing your whole journey, was totally like into it, and I couldn't put it down. And even as an outsider, not knowing all these people that Jay knew and everything, you still painted such a good picture, kind of all the different things that you went through, all the different people, why they mattered. It was like every decision along the way, you were kind of a fork in the road and you decided to go this way, and you explained everything so well. So it was just so fascinating to go on the journey with you. I really enjoyed it, Lane.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I remember that I was reading it and I was gonna meet up with you, Lane, and we were gonna be at the members meeting.
Right.
And I just had finished it on the plane going out there.
Right.
And I walked up to Lane and I said, okay, before I say, he said, what did you think of the book? And I said, before anything, I need to give you a hug. Because you need a hug. For all the stuff you've been through and for sharing it with us. And I think that that's the magical point about it. Now, Lane, it's available in hardback and it's also available in softback.
And Kindle, all three.
And Kindle.
Yeah.
Where do we get it? Where do we get your book?
Amazon. Yeah, you go to Amazon and The Pursuit of Purpose, a 40-year journey, and it will pop right up. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be somewhere where Lane is, bring it and he'll sign it.
Oh, yeah,
for
I'll
you.
sign it. Not a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Can we get a sticker on it?
Yeah. Oh, that's it. It needs a Women's Day sticker on that page, Lane. It does. That's all. I probably have one on a shirt upstairs. Every once in a while, I go through my closet and I'm getting out something for a show, and I'd be like, "Oh, Lane was here," because I got the sticker still on the shirt.
That shirt is ruined.
Yeah. No. I know how to get that stuff off. That's not a problem at all. That's not a problem at all. You are a man who has been through so many challenges, Lane. What do you think is the biggest challenge the flower industry faces today?
It's a wide field, right? There's a lot of things happening in our industry. The larger growers, are facing commoditization of flowers, because of flowers are available from everywhere, and so while the cost continues to rise, I mean that is definitely an issue for growers, that were our size and in that category or a little bit smaller.
Mhm.
But one thing I saw, I mean, I went to an organization last week of specialty cut flower growers. Those growers there's a lot of energy in that group. The
Yeah.
people are selling into local markets and able to get prices, that the larger growers were not able to get because they were in that larger, commodity type. And even though Sim Valley, we didn't want to be in a commodity, it's not easy to stay out of the commoditization when there is so much influx of product from all over the place. And so I think that is ultimately the challenge that a lot of flower farmers in America are facing.
I love that because if you follow CalFlowers on Instagram, you can see where they're going. And they were at the Association for Specialty Cut Flower Growers, the Specialty Cut Flower Growers Association last week. And those are like the people that we might talk about being small farmers or local farmers or slow growers, slow farming from like Deborah Prinzing's book, Slow Flowers,
Right.
where they're your local person who's growing flowers and bringing it to your market. There was an energy that even was visible in the pictures, Lane. The energy was visible in the pictures with you and the people that you were talking to. And I think that that's the amazing part about it is that flowers transcend so many things and from little to big. It's all that way.
Yep.
And flowers make a difference. I
Yep.
think that's what we experience with the TV show too is everyone is still always writing in. Yesterday I had a stack of mail yesterday and it was just a surprise. All of a sudden, some days there's nothing and some days there's 25. Everybody was just saying how good Life in Bloom makes them feel.
That's great.
I believe it's the flowers and I
Yep.
believe it's the stories and it's the things that CalFlowers are helping us do with it that helps us get that outward message to those people. And that's what you liked about it, RJ,
Yep.
was
Yeah.
when you came to me,
Mhm.
and you were like, that's exactly what it's like.
Mhm.
I start the book with the prologue, kind of giving a snapshot of 150 years of floral production in the United States. It's an evolution. It started with flower growers around all the big cities, around New York, Chicago. That's how it originally started. And then with the with the railroad system, flower production actually moved to Colorado. Colorado at one point was the largest producer of carnations in the world. Over 100 million stems of carnations were grown, shipped all over the country. Then production moved to California. And so, and now we have seen kind of an evolution to more worldwide production from South America. But yet at the same time, you got some of the small growers around the cities back again. So it's an evolution, and I described that in my book in the prologue. So.
Absolutely. And yeah, I lived that. I mean, when I was a kid, we grew everything that we had. If we didn't have carnations growing in the greenhouse or if we didn't have yellow roses, we couldn't sell them.
Yep.
But then my dad being involved with SAF, then we started shipping stuff from we would get 2 bus loads of carnations and roses a week from Colorado every week
Yep.
to keep us moving, and we stopped growing them ourselves.
Yep.
Then we started learning about stuff that was being imported from Colombia and Ecuador, and we started bringing those in, but we still had the carnations and we still had a field of gladiolas we were growing ourselves and delphinium.
Right.
So I mean, it is that evolution, and I think that that's really what the pursuit of purpose is all about,
Exactly.
is being able to evolve with it and have it become even more successful at every turn.
Yep.
And I think that's amazing. Y'all need to get your copy.
Yeah.
Get your copy.
Yeah.
The Pursuit of Purpose. Get your copy. Okay, Lane, we've never had a guest before, so I wanted to do something new. I know that a lot of podcasts do this, so I'm going to try it out. It's called the Weekly Bunch. It's 7 flower questions for our guest. Okay? So what's your first memory of flowers?
Tulips. Walking into greenhouse, as, when I was a little kid. I mean, my dad was growing tulips, so.
Okay. What's your favorite flower? It can be today, and you can also apply it to color if you wish.
I would say, tulips are still number 1, but a strong second would be ilex.
Mm.
Yeah. I have a 30-minute interview with Lane in an ilex field
Oh, cool.
at my disposal for this upcoming holiday show. So I'm excited about that. Okay, I know I've asked you this question before, Lane, but why be a flower farmer and not an astronaut or a policeman? Or you have a brother who's a judge, I think, and a sister who's a doctor, or something? A lawyer.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I love what I do. I love working with, I used to, of course, as a farmer, but still being in the industry, working with plants, working with people, and working with purpose, the 3 Ps. I think ultimately that's what keeps driving me. So
It's awesome. What's your favorite reason to give flowers?
the way you show appreciation and the response that you get by giving flowers, you always get a smile. I've never seen somebody who receives a bouquet of flowers and is unhappy. So the joy that you get with flowers is just tremendous.
That's wonderful. If you could give flowers to anyone, who is it? And what flowers would you give them?
My wife.
Okay, good.
Good answer.
She loves orchids. And she has a whole, and she really takes care of them very well as well. So they keep blooming. And so, anyway, so a lot of orchids around the house. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Are there flowers on your table at home right now?
Not at this very moment, but I love to have tulips on the table. Yes. Which used to be really easy. I brought tulips home and they would last an entire week. And I would make a picture. I would call them Tulip of the Week. But the ability to get tulips on a regular basis in our area, not as easy anymore. But whenever they are around, I do buy tulips. Yes.
Awesome. Final question. Why are flowers important?
Flowers are good for the soul. They bring peace. They bring comfort. And they bring happiness.
It's good.
I love that.
It's good.
Yeah.
Lane, thank you for being our first guest and being a magnificent guest.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lane.
Thank you for being my friend. More than anything, I treasure our friendship. Whenever I see you, you're going to share something with me that's important and innovative and is going to give me a little bit of education and make me feel a little bit lighter. And you did it today. You always do. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
It's great.
Elaine, after reading your book and seeing you on Life in Bloom, it's so great to talk to you and actually be able to interact with you. You're so wonderful, and this was such a great experience. So thank you so much for coming on. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
And thank you for highlighting the book. I appreciate it. So.
Yeah. Everyone go pick up your copy.
Purpose.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
Thanks so much. Thanks for joining us this week on Behind the Bloom podcast with Jay Schwanke and RJ Pohl. If you loved what you heard, be sure to follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. And share it with a friend to help us spread the joy, one bloom at a time. Thank you for taking the time to slow down with us. And hopefully you left feeling a little lighter and inspired to try something new. Make sure to join us next week for a brand new episode. Thanks for being here with us, Behind the Bloom. Hey, just one more thing. If you love flowers, you've got to check out uBloom.com. It's the online home of Jay Schwanke's Life in Bloom, where you can stream every episode for free. Plus, you'll find Behind the Bloom videos, my blog, show recipes, and so much more. There's also a massive video archive, over 1,800 how-to videos, flower farm documentaries, and even my very first series, JTV. All Life in Bloom episodes, exclusive web content, and farm documentaries are totally free. Just sign up with your email. And if you're ready to dive deeper, there's a paid subscription option that unlocks the full library of how-to videos. Everything from creating bridal bouquets to centerpieces, corsages, and more. Tons of content to explore. You're going to love it.